Hey, I need the camera to pan into me, and I need everybody to recognize that I'm the guy that negotiated my own contract. I'm the guy that decided to come to Arizona and put Kyler Murray in the MVP conversation. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that Bill O'Brien thought he would be better without. That's me. I'm that person. I'm the one that caught that touchdown. That's what D-Hop is saying, G. Nobody should ever get rid of me. I'm that dude, man.
That's exactly right. And I love it's me, myself, and in his case, it's most definitely I. All right, the next one is a story that didn't get a lot of attention, Marcus, but this is a good one. So when the Vegas Raiders went into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs, the only game Kansas City has lost this year, it turns out the Raiders took a victory lap around Arrowhead Stadium. After they won the game, they actually drove the buses around the stadium after that win. Here are both coaches talking about it yesterday.
Well, they won the game, so they can do anything they want to do. They end up winning the game. That's not our style, but we'll get ourselves back, ready to play, and that's where we're at.
And you can find a smart aleck bus driver in Kansas City who made some snide comments when we got on the bus. Maybe that's why we drove around the stadiums to tick him off. You know, this is ridiculous. Next question.
Marcus, that's what they said. What does Swagoo say?
You know what? We came in here. This is what John Gruden is saying to the reporter. We came in here. We won the damn game. And we wanted to leave peacefully. We wanted to leave with our win and just get back to Vegas. But the bottom line is when we got on the bus driver thought he played for the Kansas City Chiefs too. And he was hot. So, gee, we made him take a lap around the stadium to get that bad energy off before we got to the airport. That's all it was. It was just a cooling off period for everybody that think they play for the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City.
I love it. By the way, the rivalry between Gruden and Reed goes back a really long way to when they were on the same staff in Green Bay. We'll have more to say about that later. Okay,
it's
one
ridiculous.
More. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They were upset by the Patriots, and he was upset afterwards. This was Lamar.
We ticked off. Don't nobody like losing. I know none of you guys will like losing, especially when we know we got a lot of talent on our team. We just got to regroup.
That's what Lamar says. What does Swagoo say?
Gee, I had to go back to a Chappelle skit when he said, when keeping it real goes wrong. Listen, this is the bottom line what Lamar Jackson saying. We supposed to be the bullies on the block. We the ones that talk about big trust and going downhill. And we can't do that right now, and we couldn't do it against the New England Patriots. The problem is that Lamar needs some more people around him. And last week he told us, everybody knows the plays, everybody know what the hell we doing. Lamar, keeping it real went wrong. The New England Patriots stole y'all playbook and ran the football down y'all throats, man.
Yeah. I want to sit on that one a minute here and bring Jeff into it, because the two of you here on this program, we've had a lot of conversations, and it feels like about this team and about this offense, and it feels like it's kind of come to a little bit of a head here for them. Jeff Saturday, as you watch them play, what are the Ravens right now?
Bad on offense. I mean, listen, you looked at, you started the whole segment with I made that catch. D-Hop makes this catch. Like, who is Lamar's I guy? He ain't got an I guy, right? He's got nobody. I mean, listen, the first play of the game, Greedy, his receiver, Brown, got pushed out of bounds by the freaking DB. Pushed out of bounds. How does that happen? I mean, talk about being physical. They took my guy and threw him out the club on the first play of the game. That's absolutely embarrassing. He can't play any better. 24-34. He's rushing the ball for 55 yards. I mean, his best receiver is Andrews. I mean, Snead is your number one. Like, I need an I guy. That's what Lamar really wants to say. I need an I guy. I'm finally with Swagoo, man. I need an I guy because I hurt for Lamar right now.
I want to do more on this team as we continue, because I think it really is interesting. But now let's talk about the team that beat them on Sunday night, the ones that threw them out of that club. Here was Cam Newton after that win Sunday night on still believing the Patriots are close.
I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a prophet. I'm not going to sit up here and say I told you so. I'm not going to sit up here and rat and rave. But I've always believed and still do believe that we were close, and I do believe that, it only takes one. The coach said it best. We are a good enough team to be better than what our record kind of displays. And, we're just finding that out.
All right, so he has been saying that and a lot of other things. Greg McElroy, as you hear him talking and you watch him playing, what do you think?
Well, there's a forward stance right now that is really appropriate as it pertains to the Patriots, and more specifically Cam Newton. Talk less, smile more. That's Hamilton, of course. And if you really look at the Patriots, you would think, based on how they're talking the last couple weeks, that they're in the driver's seat in the NFC East. They're not. They're 4-5. They're several games back from the Buffalo Bills and even the Miami Dolphins. They're 5 games back of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we are just a few weeks removed from arguably the worst performance of Cam Newton's career. I mean, we are talking about a Patriots team that needed to erase a 10-point fourth quarter deficit to the 0-8 New York Jets. Yeah, was Sunday's game against the Ravens a good game, a good win? Yes, absolutely. Quit talking. Until you get to the point in which you guys are quite literally dominating the conversation, then you could talk. Your passing offense is atrocious. You're 29th in all of the NFL right now in regards to passing yards per game. Guess who's 30 points better than you throwing the football right now? The Chicago Bears. Let that sink in. Talk less, smile more, and talk to me in a couple weeks when you guys are actually in contention of achieving something.
Wow, that was something of a jolt there to be behind the Bears after watching them last night. Marcus, what do you think? Are the Patriots, for all the talking, whether they say anything or they don't, are the Patriots able to make a playoff push in the second half?
Hell no. G, let's be honest. Look, they beat the Ravens, and everybody's excited, but we know what's wrong with this team. And we can go back through the records and talk about how they lost to Seattle. Well, we finding out Seattle can't guard no damn body in the NFL. So you're supposed to score on them. To Greg's point, last week you had to have a miracle. You had to have an epic comeback to beat the New York Jets. G, you know all about that. I'm not even going to keep elaborating on that. So when you look at the New England Patriots, yes, it was a good deal for them to get back to a winning way and to beat the Baltimore Ravens, who everybody perceives as one of the top teams in the league. I don't want to downplay or down talk that at all. But nothing about that game told us the New England Patriots turned a corner or they were becoming some powerhouse team in the AFC that was going to make a playoff push and win a Super Bowl. Like that is not a part of their future. And let's just be honest, that's the way it's going to go the rest of the way.
I'm looking at their schedule here for the rest of the season. It's sort of a mixed bag. It certainly isn't particularly easy, that's for sure. What are you hearing as far as they bounce back as you look at their next 4 games here? What are you hearing as far as around the league with that win Sunday night?
Yeah, 4 of the next 5 are on the road. It's going to be tough. Look, I still think it's a thin roster, and I think the expectation is that there's probably going to be very difficult for them to get back into it with 2 good teams ahead of them in the AFC East. I have a little bit of an issue with Greg, though, because what's he supposed to say? We give up. This was a mirage. We shouldn't have. Baltimore. We shouldn't have beat them. I mean, he's been accountable. Cam Newton has stood out there and said, "I need to be better. I stink." And now he's enjoying winning a couple games in a row. I don't know. I just never feel comfortable telling somebody something like, "Stop."